What's going on, guys? Kyle with the Card Guys. I'm joined with Dean. We actually just got done with case tournament?
Yeah.
Something like that, case tournament at Dabbers Collectibles in Atlanta, Chamblee, Georgia. And you were running an interesting deck that's it's unique, to say the least. And you ended up getting top 4 after Swiss, which was insane with it. But you were playing the Pan leader. What exactly were you playing?
I was playing Pan with the obvious good red cards, but I decided that I wanted to throw in one of the best engines in the game right now, which is Veggies. I can't take credit for the idea. I actually am playing my friend Lloyd's deck, also on the team, and I really like the playstyle. I thought that it allowed me the aggressiveness of red, but the power of the Veggies as well, especially like Khalifa Awakening and then Kale to clear the field, crit, draw a card. So, and then pumping them up with Pan is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So I thought that the deck was kind of mid-rangey because I didn't want to play like too aggressive, but I didn't want to play like super late game. And I thought that the mid-range style of the deck was really fitted to how I wanted to play the game.
Awesome. What were your matchups throughout Swiss, if you remember?
First round, I played against SS3 Boo, and it's pretty scary because of the 7-drop. But he never actually was able to summon the 7-drop on me to swing for the 60k or whatever. So the matchup went pretty smoothly for me. Round 2 was Cell Leader with Androids and Cell lineup.
You played Nam, right?
Nam, yeah. The matchup was like insane. We went into game 3 with like 10 minutes left. I got game 1, and I feel like I should have gotten game 2. But he had 2 negates that I was not expecting because I believe he had already played one previously. So like the odds of him having it were like really low.
Yeah.
But I didn't kill his cell, the 7-drop, and he ended up dropping Android 13 on me the next turn with it. So I lost to like leader swing, cell attack, double strike, Android 13 double strike with like very little cards in hand.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. So game 3 we had to like kind of rush it, so we both played really fast. So I'm not 100% sure we both played to our best, but in the end I pulled it off on like my last turn, I think, in time, and got it with like shotgun on a Kale swing or something like that. And it was like Champa for double strike for the last 2 life with like 80k or something.
That's
so got it on like one of the last turns. And then round 3 I played against Angel, also from the team, playing the standard Pan deck. And
that game was actually really good despite what happened.
Yeah, it was like really unfortunate because I started off like kind of bad. Like my opening hand wasn't really good. And then I ended up building up some momentum using like the Pan to draw into what the pieces I needed.
Yeah.
And I finally built up like enough advantage to where I was like winning the game, I would say. But then I got Zeno. Like Zeno's insane. Like Zeno might be like the most broken card of the game right
It's
now.
a god card for real.
So like I got Zeno'd, and then I shuffled like all the advantage I had built up, and then like he blew me out from there.
Yeah.
And then game 2 we didn't finish in time, so he got the win. Round 4 I played against SS3 Ultra Instinct, and that matchup's like really scary, just like the Boo matchup, just because of what it can do like so fast and like start to kill you. I didn't really have too much of a problem with it. Like I just knew that as soon as I saw the Kind Saiyan in the first game, to just like start holding negates and stuff, and he never really got to pull off the play.
Yeah.
And I just kind of out advantaged him and just killed him because he started off basically at 6 life.
Yeah.
And then round 5 I drew with actually Sean Ackerman, and
You ended up getting 5th, I want to say.
yeah, he got 5th. And then top 8 we split.
You got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's see your deck, because I know people are really gonna want to know like what this deck is about.
All right, so we played the Pan leader, and basically, if you don't know what this does, whenever the first battle card you play, you gain 5,000 attack or power, and then when it awakens, you restand 2 energy, which lets you pull off like really insane combos throughout your turns, especially around like turn 4 or 5 when you have those energy built up because of the rate that you're playing this deck. And then on the Awaken side, it does the same thing, give 5,000 power, and if it hits 20k, or I forgot that part, but if it gets 20k, then you get to draw a card. And this is also during either player's turn, which like really helps with like your Vegetas and stuff. And then auto draw a card, kind of standard. So that is the leader. So to start off with, we played 3 Unending Awakening. I really valued the negate a lot because like you're wanting to self-awaken, but you don't want to take life, or you only want to take life after you hit 4 when you want to, kind of as Lloyd says. And this one is probably like, to me it's way better than the Vados, because this gives you 5,000 for the rest of the turn, so it can like almost essentially negate other attacks if they're at like 15. Yeah. And the restanding the battle card on the opponent's turn didn't really come up because I didn't play any blockers, so that didn't really matter to me. Then we play 3 Topo. Topo is probably like one of the best red cards in the game. When a leader hits 15k, then you pay 2 to negate an attack, play it, draw a card with Pan, and then he's like Asura Priest in Yu-Gi-Oh! So you clear their board and then can swing at the leader if you want. So good, dude. It's literally nuts. Like, Topo actually saved me so many times today. I like having the 6 negates, especially 3 of them being a body. It really helped out a lot, and especially because this deck likes to build up like really big boards. So like adding Topo to that board just made it like so good. We played the 4 super combos, obviously. We played Giru because it's handy, not Vados. Angel showed me that one.
Thanks, Ange.
We played the 4 Vegetas, really good with Pan. It's basically like a super combo essentially, plus putting a body on the board. We played 2 Champa. Didn't want to really see it like a whole lot because we only really want to swing in this deck if we have crit, or if we have like way more advantage than our opponent. And it really is just used to like steal games, like because you can like, I literally won a game today with my opponent having 2 life left, and I swung with Kaba and he let it go even though I think he had a negate and I had energy open. So I just like shotgunned my entire hand and had some like 110s and super combos and stuff. So the 2-drop 10k Kaba had like 90k with double strike. It was just insane. Actually, on the ride back, I said this was the worst card. I played 3 Quick Rush Trunks. I summoned it a couple of times today, but like it doesn't really do anything other than the 15k crit. And like I most of the time wanted to use my summons early for the Veggie engine and then late for like my power plays, and so he just never fit in. But he's there if like you brick or don't open very well.
You like to just draw a card.
Yeah, so you just draw a card, have 20k crit, and then it's just like good for those circumstances. But most of the time it ended up as energy, unfortunately. There's not really anything else that I could think of that was better to play, so I probably wouldn't change it. Then we played 3 Reliable Trunks. Our team has been like really hyping up this card.
This card's good, dude.
This card's like insane with Pan. It says make this 30k if it's your first summon. Draw 2, 1 for this, 1 for Pan. And then it can give either, it does come out sometimes to give Pan 5,000, but most of the time you're going to make this 5,000 because it has crit, and like this combined with Champa is like broken. I played 2 Chain Attack Trunks, which is why I actually decided not to max out Reliable like Lloyd did. Chain Attack Trunks is actually like really good to have the option because there are like a lot of different cards that you can combo this with to make it really good. Like I chained out like a few cards today. I chained out Kaba actually once to help build up even more of a board, and that was really good. A couple of other cards that I chained out I'll get to in just a moment. 2 Jirins.
How is this card?
Jiren is the nuts. Jiren's insane at clearing boards. He so when you summon him with Pan, you draw a card, and then he goes to 35k when you swing at a battle card, and like that's just gonna clear like basically almost anything on their board. Yeah. Like if not anything. Like it came up in the Cell matchup when he dropped the perfect Cell. I cleared that, And then it also came up against the Ultra Instinct deck. It pretty much assured that like he wasn't going to protect his Rapid Onslaught, so we got that off before he could get the Ultra Instinct. And then in the Pan matchup it came up. Unfortunately, Angel also had Jiren, so like he beat my ass, but whatever. Now for the green cards, we played 4 Trunks Bridge to the Future. Really, this card is like okay. I only played it a few times today, but it's there to keep the green ratios up. Also to search your Kabas and stuff like that. But if you already draw into like your Kaba engine or your Veggie engine, then you'll sometimes end up just making this energy, which isn't bad because like you can play this as your green energy if you open up with Vegeta, and then you'll Vegeta on their turn because a lot of times people just like to attack for no reason on like turn 1, even though it would give you a card. So like I would just keep the life and then take the Vegeta, and then I already have a green energy. Turn 2, drop another green, and then play Kaba. This engine is insane. Like this is probably like, if not the best, then it's like one of the best engines in the game. So like it's the 2-drop, search the top 10 cards, which is nuts in itself. No other card searches 10, I don't think. And then you get to either play Khalifa, which self-awakens you and drops a 20k on the board for 2, or you can add Kale if you're like in that point of the game where you want Kale to drop and clear their board. Khalifa, I actually played Khalifa a lot from my hand today because I drew it, and I really like this card. I don't know, like sometimes it was like I didn't see it when I needed it, or I think against Angel at the first game I drew like 4 of these.
Yeah, you drew 4 of them.
Yeah, I drew all 4 of them, and Cabo was kind of irrelevant, but we awakened really fast. But I think it put me like so far behind, so it can be like kind of unfortunate sometimes if you play against aggressive decks.
Yeah.
But obviously still part of the best engine, gotta play it, so good. Kale, probably one of the best cards in my deck, like if not the best. It's like you, it has 3 effects. Anybody that plays Yu-Gi-Oh knows 3 effects is broken. Crit, you get to KO anything on their board that equals up to 5, and then when it attacks, if you have 5 or less, you get to draw a card. We like drawing cards.
Drawing cards is fun.
That's why we play Pan. That's why we play the big guys.
I was going to ask you about this next card you're about to put down.
So Terra Scythe is kind of interesting. So like this is one of the chain attack Trunks targets I was talking about. It's really good to pull off of the chain attacks. So like you get to basically summon a 20k or 25k if it's with Pan, and then you get to summon a 15k with 2 tokens that are 10k and 05 combos. So like this card was really, really good. There are times where you don't necessarily like want to play it. You don't really want to hardcast this card, but sometimes it is handy too, and you get a draw off of it because it'll go to 20. So like it was good. I really liked it. I would definitely keep it at 3. This is like one of the other good cards in my deck for chain attack Trunks, because it allows you to pop anything, which is really, really good. Plus it has crit, and if you were to hardcast this card, it is 20k with a draw. And I liked it.
20k is relevant with this card specifically.
Yeah. 20k is really, really good because it forces them, like when you attack with it, it forces them to either drop like a super combo or a 110 or get rid of 2 cards. So making them get rid of like multiple cards to answer 1 is really, really good.
Yeah.
And I liked it at 2. One problem I found with this deck is like I was having, when I originally played Lloyd's version, the way I played it, I found myself having a lot of 110s in my hand that I got stuck with, and people would shotgun me, and I didn't have the answer for it because I was too busy using my energy to try to answer their boards, and I never had a way to protect myself. So I dropped it from 3 to 2, and I really liked it like this. Like I saw it, and then if I like needed it, there was never a time where I really needed it and I didn't see it. So I really like it. You draw through your deck, so like 2 is fine because you'll see it.
You'll definitely see it.
Yeah. I played 2 Time Patrol Trunks. I wanted to keep the ratio of blacks at 3 because I didn't want to play too many. But I played 2 of this one because it's definitely really, really good with the pan deck. You get to, all you need is 3 in the drop area, and you get to basically stack one of your draws. So like if you want to, so you pick up the 2, and then with pan, you get to take one like you would with trunks, and then you get to decide whether you want to keep the other one. And then Foo actually was really, really good. It was kind of a last minute decision. I decided to put this in my deck last night. It was good because it's the 30k when you drop it with pan and you draw 3 cards. The only problem with it, absurd. Yeah, it's insane. Like this card actually won me 2 or 3 games today, I think, and it's just a 1-drop basically. The only problem with it is like a lot of times you don't find yourself with this deck with 7 or more, especially if you've resolved trunks already. Yeah. So there wasn't a need to play multiples. It was just kind of there for if I saw it. And like I said, you're drawing so many cards with pan that you're bound to see it unless it's prized or at the bottom of your deck. But you search a lot too, so you can shuffle whatever. So I thought the 1 was fine. I just didn't want to see it if I couldn't use it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the main deck.
Yeah, this is the main deck. Let's move this out of there. So for the side deck, my side was like a little last minute. I didn't really know what to play because I didn't know what the matchups would be or what people would be playing after Mecha. So I decided to try to side a lot of general things. One of them being the 4th negate. I sided this in against like the Ultra Instinct, against the pan deck, which really helped out a lot. Although it didn't help me win the game, but you know, whatever. I think those were the only matchups today I sided it in for. I did side it against a Boo deck too, because I didn't want to get hit with Triple Strike.
That's scary. Yeah.
Then 4 Haru Haru.
Card's nuts. You had to play
this is like, without Mecha Frieza like really being prominent, it's like one of the best cards in the game.
It's like all green, which is really big right now.
Yeah, there were a lot of androids today. Shout outs to Kyle. 3 or 4 of them made top 8, I think.
I want to say it was 3.
Yeah, there was
Nam, Sean, and myself.
Yeah, there were 3 androids in top 8, and it came in really clutch against Nam because I was able to actually drop 2 of these in 1 turn on 1 game. So I got to swing for 20 crit and then 15 crit, mill 4, and that was the game that I dropped Foo, and it helped me win that game.
That's wild.
And so like, especially like readying back up the energy in like a combo deck kind of like this is like really, really good, because you get to play multiple cards to build up your board, which is what you want to do in this deck, and it just allows you to do that so much faster. Yeah. 3 Toa. It's really, really good. I didn't get decided in today because I didn't see any veggies, and there weren't any matchups where I wanted it. But theoretically, the card's amazing. But unfortunately, I didn't get to use it today. One of my personal choices that I got a lot of flack from Lloyd for was the Rildo, which was...
choose this.
Theoretically, it was supposed to be good, like I said, because you drop this against like the Veggie deck, and which you're gonna go like kind of late with. So like this would drop everything by 10k, which will automatically kill Kaba, and then you get to swing, and then you could like potentially swing at Kale for 30k, and then you could also drop like Khalifa down by 10. And then it would also, so you basically clear the entire engine just about, if there's not multiples, obviously.
Okay, so like if they're playing Shugesh or something, it kind of takes their entire like, or you're playing like a Ginyu deck or something like that, it takes their Shugesh play for Kale like out of the picture then. Yeah. I like that, okay.
One more thing about it was I did actually side it in 1 matchup today. I thought in theory that it was going to be good against the pan deck, but unfortunately it was against Angel, who was also my testing partner, and he did know that I was playing this card, so he kind of played around it. Like he utilized his black cards a lot more effectively once he started seeing this card. And then so he also played like the SS3 Goku, which bounces back to hand, so it never came up. It just ended up being a combo, but theoretically I thought it was good. May test it more in the future. I sided in 2 Foos. This was supposed to be for the Cell matchup. In theory, like it's supposed to get you back all the advantage you lose from getting Cell Chain.
Yeah.
I didn't actually side them in against the Cell deck because the way that we were playing in our matchup, it didn't seem like it was going to be that great. I wasn't discarding as many cards as I thought I was. So I liked the one Fu. I'd probably side these for better cards. What they are, I don't really know yet. And then my last two side cards were Zeno, which, as we said earlier, is broken. I was going to side this in if I played the Ape deck. I didn't really play one today, so I didn't really have a need to side it in. We'll probably continue to side it because it is broken against the Apes, and I could probably build my board up faster than they can. So I think it's a really, really good card, and I will play it in the future.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you're getting into the game. You did come from Yu-Gi-Oh, and you're, of course, we kind of just like threw it down your throat pretty much when we come over and just playing. I mean, it's a fun game. I mean,
I really, really enjoy it. I think that I got rewarded a lot more than Yu-Gi-Oh for playtesting, whereas like in Yu-Gi-Oh, it seemed like playtesting never really rewarded you as much as in this game, because I playtested really hard like all week because I wanted to be prepared. I learned this deck on like Monday or Tuesday, and Angel and Lloyd really helped me out a lot with testing and building. And
they're two really good Pan players.
Yeah, and they're really good at Pan, and this is actually Lloyd's deck, so he helped me out a lot. And well, especially like watching them, learning how to play the deck more, and it really requires playing the board a lot. Like you can't just be swinging at a leader without crit, or you're gonna lose all the advantage that you built up really fast.
Yeah. Well, would you recommend this to other players to start playing? I think it's a sleeper because, it's not something like cookie cutter, just meta deck. Like it's a creation.
I do think it could be considered a sleeper. I'm not sure how many people have ever tried it. As far as I know, I haven't seen any videos. So as far as I know, Lloyd's the creator of this deck. And I do think it will be really good as an option. And I think that people should definitely try it out. It gets a lot of advantage. Like, there were very few times I had like less than 7 or 8 cards in my hand.
That's wild.
And like, I almost never went below that except against Angel, and that's because he knew the matchup.
Yeah.
So I think it's really good, and you should try it out.
Well, congrats on your recent success with the game. We'll definitely see more of you on the channel. We're going to start bumping out videos and whatnot. I'm happy to, you're getting into the swing of things, and so hopefully this is just the beginning, of course. But yeah, this has been Call the Card Guys with the Card Guys, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell thing because that helps us somehow, and comment and subscribe because we're cool and all. That's pretty much it for us though. We'll see you guys later.